are y'all doing? It's Pokemon time! I'm exhausted. I got like an hour of sleep. But I am so excited. I am so stinking, stupid, excited. It's Pokemon. It's Pokemon on a console. It's Pokemon on the Switch. It's Gen 8. We got 3 Pokeballs on the screen. We're getting the starters. I want the starters. Let's go. All right, so this presentation is going to be all about Gen 8. We're not going to get Pokemon Go. We're not going to get Let's Go and new things about that. We're getting Gen 8. The whole 7 minutes is Gen 8. That is my prediction there. I think there's too much hype. There's too much is wanting it. Too many people are wanting it in too many ways for them to really do anything else. I sure hope we don't just get like a 2-minute trailer at the end. I absolutely think there will be fluff. And that is what numbers 2 and number 6 and number 4 are. Essentially, Full-Time Nerd. They're going to spend a lot of time. If you haven't noticed on their Twitter, they spent the last like 7 days going over the 7 regions. They're going to basically redo that. They're going to say like, this is all the wonderful adventures you've had with your Pokemon. Aren't you nostalgic right now? Aren't you getting excited? Basically that, and just like while showing some pictures and stuff for way too long. They're also going to talk a lot more than a normal direct in this thing. I think they're going to talk about like how excited they are for Pokemon on the Switch, how revolutionary Pokemon's going to be on the Switch. And I think that is going to be the fluff. This direct is not gonna be everything about this game. The real details, I think, will come right in May or right before E3, sometime between like May and E3, and that's when we'll get a release date. That's when we'll get the box art mods. This is all number 6. I'm going out of order. This is when we'll get like more core details with a few hints dropped here and there. We will get the region locales in first, so we'll know like, oh, this kind of looks like Australia, kind of like how we did with Alola. They didn't say this takes place in Hawaii with their reveal trailer, but we could infer it based on the game titles and based on just the pictures and images and videos that they showed of everything. But the one big thing they'll give to us, the two big things, they'll show us the actual region. We won't get these sweeping landscapes and all these details, like I said, but we'll get like, what's the art style? What's the region? You figure it out yourself. And then we'll get what the starters are. And the only reason I say that one is because of those Pokeballs right there. But also with this, I know Pokemon loves to build hype, but this is the first mainline Pokemon games on console. I don't think they're gonna like kind of just do like, it's a 7-minute presentation. And I think it's going to be all about Gen 8. So I think they will give us more details than we're used to getting in the initial reveal of Pokemon. If they don't do Gen 8, they show us 3 Pokeballs. They could have just showed us Pikachu in a Pokeball. If they would have shown us Pikachu in a Pokeball, or just a Pokeball, or nothing, just that logo of Pokemon Direct. Okay!
Welcome to the Pokemon Direct. I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Today, I would like to share some very special information with all of you. Pokemon trainers all around the globe have already enjoyed many adventures in the various regions of the Pokemon world.
Told you, flashbacks.
Along the way, trainers have encountered many different Pokemon, battled against countless other Pokemon trainers, and experienced stories all their own. And this year, a new Pokemon journey will begin for all of you.
All about Gen 8!
We've prepared a special video to welcome you to the setting of your next adventure.
They jumped right in!
Please, take a look.
Also, the shirt has 4 buttons. I've never seen that. Like a polo with 4 buttons. Side note. Bit louder, okay. Okay, pretty standard. It's like Let's Go, but another. Okay, it's kind of like the yeah, it's basically Let's Go. That's disappointed. Cameras moved down a little bit. Definitely bigger. Definitely bigger, but it still feels like Pokemon. I was hoping for a total like, and we got wild grass. Okay, we get to play as old Pokemon. We got wild grass, random encounters. I wish they brought back the other ones. Still the same trainer mechanic. Yeah, I figured they'd play it safe, but I just wanted to hope they did. No new Pokemon yet. The world looks, I mean, it's the biggest Pokemon game yet, as it should be, but it's not as big as it could have been. That was cool. It's like its own like going into the league is, so we have a league basically. Are you guys right with London? That definitely feels like London. Fire starter. Grass starter. Water starter. We get the starters. They both look identical. It's off-brand Froakie. I don't know how I feel about this. Off-brand Chespin. They're all chameleons. It's a monkey. That's just a Chespin. I hope those were like one Pokemon and not the starters. They were way too similar. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Okay, it's definitely a European theme. It's definitely a European theme. I'm mixed. I'm totally conflicted.
Today, we are pleased to announce all new entries in the main series of Pokemon RPGs for Nintendo Switch. Pokemon Sword.
Yeah, they're not getting around that
Shield.
at all.
And for an introduction to the adventure that awaits you in these games, I'd like to ask this next guest to tell you more.
Yep. This is massive,
I'm
everyone, if you didn't know.
Masuda from Game Freak, and I've been working as the producer for these titles. Right now, we at Game Freak are hard at work on the development of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
Yes, give it to me now.
For the veteran Pokemon trainers who have experienced so many adventures with us up until now, for the new trainers who held a Pokeball for the first time in the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu game, or the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee game, and for all those out there looking to become Pokemon trainers for the first time. These games will be new entries in the Pokemon series.
You've said that!
Role-playing games that will get any player fired up and excited.
Yep, they're stalling, as we knew.
Since these are new entries, naturally, you'll find that they take place in a new region, with never-before-seen Pokemon living there, and new adventures you've yet to experience.
Okay, so it's very much just a new Pokemon game.
So let's turn to the director of these games, our own Mr. Omori, to hear more.
I'm Shigeru Omori from Game Freak.
I have heard of him.
I'm working as the director for Pokemon
because
Sword
he's the
and
same as
Pokemon
Shigeru
Shield.
Miyamoto.
The setting of these games is known as the Galar region.
Wow, they're giving us way more than I thought they would.
Galar is an expansive region with many environments, containing idyllic countryside and contemporary cities,
Ruined
vast
castles.
plains, and craggy snow-covered
What's
mountains.
that thing up in the right corner? Or left corner, the purple thing.
The people and Pokemon live here, and they've worked together to develop the industries in the region.
I'm
Here in
definitely
this
getting
region,
London
you'll
vibes.
visit gyms with the newly discovered Pokemon you choose to be your first partner, aiming for the enviable and admirable title of champion. So
it seems
let's
very-
get to know the Pokemon that could be your next partner.
Okay, they are the starters. They just look too
The
similar
chimp
for me.
Pokemon Grookey. This mischievous
Grookey!
Pokemon is full of boundless curiosity. The rabbit Pokemon Scorbunny, which is always running about, bursting
I think
with energy.
Scorbunny's my favorite.
And the
Yeah,
water
I'm going with
lizard
Scorbunny.
Pokemon Sobble.
We'll
It's a
see what
bit
the final
timid,
ones are.
shooting out attacks as it hides
I
itself
totally
in the
missed
water.
the rabbit one's name, but oh
You'll
well.
choose one of these distinct Pokemon
Scorbunny.
to be your trusty partner and set out
Yeah, I'm going
across
with
the
Scorbunny
Galar
at this
region
point.
on a new adventure. Along the way, there will be many more never-before-seen
They don't beat
Pokemon
Rowlet, though.
waiting to meet you and be discovered.
If we get
As
another
we work on the
firefighting type,
development
I'm going to
of
be
these
disappointed.
games, our goal has been to create the greatest Pokemon experience yet. We're challenging ourselves to try new things, while still treasuring what makes Pokemon special.
Okay, so they're
we
doing
hope
new
you'll
things.
all be looking forward to the adventures
But they're not
awaiting
gonna tell
you
us what
in the
they are.
Gala region.
So, what did you think? Pokemon Sword
That's it,
and Pokemon
everybody.
Shield will be released simultaneously worldwide in late 2019.
No legendaries like I thought we wouldn't get.
And that's not all you'll have to
There's
look
a
forward
wolf
to
on
in
top.
2019. We've got plenty in the works for the Pokemon brand that we hope will delight you.
Oh, just more stuff, but they focused on Gen 8. Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in today.
Well, there we go. What do y'all think? What do you all think? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I was pretty dead on. Number 4, I thought we would get like one change, like one mechanic change, but I didn't see anything there that was a change. We've got a big region. We run around in it. There's random encounters. We fight trainer battles. When we line them up, there's a champion, a Pokemon League. You choose your starter. That's fire, grass, water. It's Pokemon. I'm like so mixed right now. It's exactly what I thought was going to happen, but I wanted more. But they would never do that. They're still trying to cater towards kids and adults alike. Mr. Clean, how you doing, Todd? Yes. The stall. Yeah, no, I mean, 7 minutes is not long to talk about other stuff and Gen 8, and that's why I thought it was just going to be about Gen 8. The starters were better the second time I saw them. Nintendo, I would have liked a little more detail, but more so, I wanted the camera down a little more. It definitely it feels like a modern top-down RPG or something. Yeah, I want to see the evolutions of the starters, Jazz. Like, I'm not sold on them yet. Honestly, Sun and Moon, like, Litten, like, a little fire cat, a sassy fire cat, a really, really happy water seal, and this round, adorable ball of an owl. Like, they nailed the first 3 starters, Sun and Moon, in my opinion. Gen, they're too generic for me. They just kind of have, like, yeah, they're just too generic. They feel too much like Gen 7, Gen 6, and Gen 5. Yeah, they kind of looked the same at first. The fire starter, though, Jesse Pyre, the fire starter was my favorite, but also the grass one's a monkey, and that could potentially be pretty. I could like that a lot, depending on how it evolves. We're getting another tadpole Pokemon, it seems. Tontis, I hope it's not grass fighting, because we already have a monkey starter that's fighting. And we already have a grass fighting starter. Like, I hope they take a different turn with it, kind of like Orangutan, which is psychic, a monkey that's psychic. Like, they could do that. But he seems a very physical monkey, and so fighting would make sense. I could also see him doing grass normal. Normal's got some advantages, so. Okay, so let's talk about the titles for a little bit. We've got Sword and Shield. And they have a wolf on top. I definitely feel like it's London, like it's a European region, so good job with that. I kind of like the vertical map. Like, you start here and you're working your way up. We got to go back and look at that map at some point and just dissect it. And by we, I mean the internet, and then somebody tell me what it is. Fire ghost type for the bunny. I will say the 3, well, I mean, Rowlet looked very normal grass, and then he evolved in this, like, boss of a ghost grass type. Yeah, no, I would say that, Jazz. It looks like the UK, and like it's a vertical map like the UK. And you've got like the more kind of older industrial city. You've got the newer stuff. It's cool. It definitely looks way bigger, as it should, than any other region. I hope that if we get 8 gyms, there is so much post-game content that's basically another story in itself. Like, based on the art direction, literally just the art direction, what Masuda said about catering towards, like, let's go, new fans, old fans. I imagine it's going to be around the same length to beat, kind of like just straight up beat the game. But I hope that the post-game content doesn't just come from another battle tower and a few extra legendaries. But it'd be interesting to see what the legendary... I'm guessing the legendaries are going to be all based on, like, one's fully attack and sword based, one's fully defense and shield based. But that's obvious. Jess, no, I want that. I want that. But I think because of, like, just because of what they gave us in that presentation, they have not left out the brand new players. And so they're gonna keep us kind of moving straight forward. But I would love to see an adventure that you can get like there are more side quests before you beat the game. Really, Pokemon does, like, the side quests in Pokemon are just catching all the Pokemon, doing shinies. It's all post-game, really. I'd love to see that during the main game. Shining Solo, sleep well, bud. Sleep well. No, see, but Tontis, what's cool about backtracking, if it's done well, I mean, think about, like, you're able to, like, visit an area that's either, like, kind of been taken over by the bad guys or not, and then you can go back and it's practically changed. Or it's expanded, like you could only kind of see this part. More like a Zelda game, actually. I'd love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that. If there was, like, more to do, or you, like, backtrack, nothing actually changed, but the characters' dialogues and stories actually evolved. It wasn't always the same. As you got further and further, their lives continued too. I would love to see that. Absolutely love to see that one. Monty Python is the Elite Four. I hope they're gonna have nods to British culture in it, or UK culture. I hope there's some good British humor. I hope there's some snarky British humor in it. Or just a bigger Aegislash. I'm so excited regardless. I mean, it's a new Pokemon game. No matter what they did, I was gonna be excited. But the fact that it's on my Switch, Galar, thank you. Pokemon Galar map. Images. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I think it's too early. Nobody's posted on the internet. Come on, internet, move faster. To battle Queen Elizabeth. So far, according to that leak that we got, the only thing that's really right was the fact that news was coming today. I really hope they still could do the thing in the past, but it's the whole region's not in the past. You just get to hear stories of everything in the past. They're not gonna do it, but I'd love to see an Assassin's Creed style, like, boom, and now you're playing as the characters in the past, and you actually get to play through that a little bit. That would be so cool. Like, so cool. Oh yeah, Starlight made their leaks. Like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. I don't know why, but I really like the fact that they kind of both start at blue and pink at the same levels of blue and pink, and blue's over here for you. Blue goes lighter and pink goes darker. I don't know why, but I really like that. And the logos are just fantastic. I will say it's definitely the strangest title so far we've gotten. Like, we started with colors, then we got to weirder colors, then we got to sun and moon, but that kind of, no, the sword and shield, it'll settle in more. It'll definitely settle in more once we... Oh, I totally missed what's at the top of the screen. Releasing worldwide late 2019. Okay, we pretty much knew that. Oh, so they got the little logo of the two crossing swords of the shield. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. They showed us so much while still showing us so little. And I think we're honestly gonna have to wait till May or June even to get more details. Oh my gosh. Drago, how you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm so excited that number one on this prediction was the most important, that they just focus on Gen 8, and they did it. Ooh. I would love a total wolf theme through the whole thing. Like, there's basically like a Poochyena, the Rattata is a wolf type thing. The legendaries are wolves in some way, shape, or form. So legendaries, what do y'all think? We've got Sword and Shield. Are they gonna go as blatant as Aegislash and have a Sword Pokemon and a Shield Pokemon? Or is it kind of gonna be like Sun and Moon, where, yeah, we get a lion, which kind of represents sun, but there's no fire typing with it, and we go total alchemy. We know that Pokemon has done alchemy for a very long time and done that kind of sort of lore. Very European. It fits very, very well with this. Mess with the numbers, the battles, Demon. I'm so excited for the battles. I'm also so excited to see where the card game goes. Based on this, I don't think it's going to get much of an overhaul, but the card game needs to expand. Also, the sword logo Jazz, you're probably already gone, but I'm getting sword. You can have shield. Depending on the everything. But like the sword logo is so cool. I love how it's just slightly offset. Oh, it's so good. A wolf with a sword and a wolf with a shield. I literally just imagine like a wolf with a sword in his mouth. And I'm just like, no. But I could see a very, very lean wolf that's really, really high on attack, and it even can like transform. It's like the spirit of the... Again, I could totally see them still giving us history. It doesn't necessarily mean to be Pokemon history, but like the legends are these two wolves, or these two great warrior beasts that protected the two sides of the realm. And so you keep getting these flashbacks, or even just reading in books, and there's one wolf that basically he or she, the Pokemon, is so fast with such high attack power, it's like they're a sword, and they have an attack they can use. One of their moves is Sacred Sword, and there's its signature move, like basically it like rears back and goes to charge, and then there's like that, like, I don't know, hologram sword that is basically surrounding the wolf. I could see that, and I could see the other side. Yeah, the most intriguing part of this whole thing is the wolves for me. It's the wolves. It looks so pretty, D-man. What if we don't have exclusive legendaries? Husky Wolf, based on how much this game was just, it's another Pokemon game. We're not really changing much of that. I don't think they're gonna change that. But also, this trailer could be like the safe trailer, and the next trailer we get is the, yeah, this is how we're expanding it. We weren't kidding that we're really expanding on the series. Can it be just late 2009? Does any other game really matter? Is there any other game that really matters right now? Oh my gosh. A turtle would be better for a shield. What about a turtle wolf? What if the Pokemon's called Turtle Wolf? Calling it right now. Turtle Wolf for Pokemon Shield. And we've got... Sword Beast for Pokemon Sword. I mean, Husky, I knew they were going to give us, or I was hoping they would give us the starters. I did not expect anything more, but boy, do I want more. Boy, do I want more. Oh my gosh, Scorbunny is adorable, D-man. Scorbunny is definitely the strongest starter. Just looking at them right now, we'll see where they evolve to. We will see where they evolve to. Woofle. But like, I would be totally okay with, and again, I could see this being representing two different houses, the Sword House and the Shield House, and they're just remnants. They're just kind of part of history in the world, but we get to either go back in time and play as those, see those scenes, or at least read about them in the books, and you can see how their impact has, how their legacy has impacted the region in the current time. I think they're missing an opportunity if they don't do just a little bit of lore with kind of two feuding houses. One that, and it's Pokemon, so they're gonna be like, one house was all about attack and built up its strength. One house was all about shield to build up its strength. The two opposed each other for centuries. Something like that. Yeah, Pokemon Emblem two houses, basically. Husky Wolf, thank you so much for the host. Thank you so much for the host. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I mean, we get another Pokemon in the water starter that has acid armor, which, why is acid armor the ability to turn into water? Figure that one out, everybody. If you don't know, Vaporeon's signature ability is acid armor, and it can turn into water because of acid. Based off a soccer player. D-man, I didn't even think about that for Europe. We're probably getting a pretty heavy, like, there's probably going to be some reference to a soccer. We literally had the trainer in a soccer jersey and, like, practically cleats walk out into a giant grass field with a bunch of people. If the Pokemon League, either there's going to be just a soccer tournament that happens in this story, or the Pokemon League's going to basically be a soccer tournament. I totally missed that. Oh, that was literally a reference to a soccer game. That's how much I watch soccer. And by soccer, I mean football, because it is Europe. You're right, Starlight. Football. to get my mind off soccer. Looked like a state. It totally did. It like, we're gonna get either, there's gonna be like a sidebar kind of like fun event that's gonna be a soccer tournament, but you play with your Pokemon. Kind of like how in Sun and Moon and X and Y there were like the athlete gyms, or maybe that was just X and Y. Maybe it was just Sun and Moon. I don't remember. But like, and you saw other people playing. What if you get to play this time around? That'd be kind of cool. They like throwing in their little mini games and stuff. Tontus, have a wonderful, wonderful night, everyone. We're gonna wrap up here probably at about 6 minutes or so. I gotta get this. I wanna get this whole thing up on YouTube, and I'm gonna go back to sleep because I'm tired. I'm really tired. I had about like 45 minutes of hype. Voltorb is the ball. Oh my gosh. And it randomly just self-destructs. It's kind of like Pokemon Super Strikers. I would totally buy that spin-off game. If you all have ever played Super Mario Super Strikers or Mario Super Strike, it's phenomenal. Have fun, Husky. Have fun. Yeah, I got to bed about 5 last night, and I got up about 6. So I'm tired. Yeah, D-Man, like, I'm really excited, and I hope they go into, like, kind of the history is these feuding lords. Not feudal lords, but feuding lords. And we've got these two conflicting kingdoms. Let's go with. It's so good, Starlight. Let's have Mario Strikers, Pokemon Strikers built into Pokemon Sword and Shield. Another competitive Pokemon game. Let's do it. Or the battles are not traditional battles. Did they show us any battles? They showed us the Pikachu battle they showed us the battle with the trainer. It was very normal, right? Because like it was all random account. That is one thing I'm disappointed about. I wish we didn't have. I wish it was like Let's Go and there weren't random encounters. I do wish the camera was down more, and I wish the art direction took a little bit more maturity. It kind of just felt like what would happen if, I mean, honestly, I think it was the same engine potentially as Let's Go. I wish there was a little bit more creative liberty there, but yeah, no lags. Like the way they showed off, it kind of potentially could be in the past. And then the outfits totally gave it away. It's just kind of like this is a city that's been left in a lot of ways in time with a lot of the architecture and stuff. Yeah, CD man, I like the fact that I could avoid Zubats in Mount Moon. Wonderful. But shiny hunting, honestly, I think was better with random encounters, or the fact that I didn't have to, wait a minute, did they show us fighting a Pokemon? Based on everything we have, I don't think it's going to be the Let's Go system at all. I think it's going to be the traditional system. But, what if, like, in, like, 3 or 4 hours, the Twitter page, launches some new Pokemon? That would be insane. I could see them doing it. Also, we got different outfits, so outfit changing is kept in the games, which I think is one of the strongest points of the games, and it's so much fun. It's weird that the sword, well, I guess it doesn't really have bubbles. I kind of saw those dots on the top, right? I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. Yeah, you can see my mouse. These things, I thought they carried all the way down. I'm trying to look at these logos and see if we can pick out anything else. I'm sure somebody else will. We got an X. I mean, all I see with this is, yeah, it's sword. So it's cut and it's kind of moved out. It's sliding down, and then shield. It's shielded. If they give us a Gengar Beanie in the game, it's a perfect game. Like, the only problem with Pokemon Go is that it's a mobile game. If it was a true Pokemon, I mean, a Pokemon RPG with a Gengar Beanie that I could play with Gengar, like use a Gengar and done. Yeah, you will, D-Man. Yeah, you will. Okay, what's the shiny gonna be? A Scorbunny, D-Man. I still would love to see Ultra Shinies in the game. It's never gonna happen, but I would love to see an alternate, like 2 versions of a shiny. Kind of like the current shiny version that's easier to get. And then the Ultra Shiny version is, maybe even can get different abilities. Like it's something different. It's harder to get, or it's a different method of acquiring. Yeah, Husky, I think you'll have to stream this game. Just the fact that there's wolves. They're the same wolf. I don't see any differences between the two besides that they're facing the opposite direction, not the same direction. You know they spent a long time on these logos. I am so excited. I am so excited. D-Man, it's gonna be okay. We have like practically an entire year to wait ahead of us. Like, how does a game get us so excited when it's almost a year away? It's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. Everyone, final thoughts. We're gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna put this thing up on YouTube and I'm gonna go get some sleep. Oh my gosh. Won't get game exclusive legendaries like red and blue. I could see them going back to it, Husky Wolf. We do have a kind of return to form with the reddish color and the bluish color, but X and Y did that too, and X and Y gave us different things. I also could see there being nothing about wolves for the legendary, and the wolves are kind of, again, those houses and stuff. And kind of like how in Ruby and Sapphire, we have, ooh, maybe there's two bad guy teams again. There could be two bad guy teams again. Team Magma and Team Aqua. What was Team Magma's like? I can't even remember what it was. Team Magma had like a signature Pokemon though, and Team Aqua had a signature Pokemon. You know what? Honestly, two antagonist teams seems more likely to me than going back in time and doing the feuding classes. But I would, ooh. Maybe they're two radical groups that are trying to like bring back the Sword House and the Shield House. We could literally sit here forever. We could sit here till tomorrow's stream. That's right, Nintendo. Thank you. The camera up in the Sharpedo line. Ooh, I hope so, Starlight. Again, based on how safe they played everything and how much it was all the same Pokemon, I don't think we're gonna get much of a difference. I think the villains, the story is going to be right around with what we know. It's going to go into a little bit of depth, and it's going to just disappoint us at the end. We're going to start freaking out about the story and speculating way too much over this year. And then when it comes out, it's just going to be another Pokemon story. So it's going to be, I mean, it's all about the fights. It's all about the monsters and the collecting and exploring the region. The story has never been the most important part, and I don't think that's going to change with this, but like so many options. Like, I didn't even think about the dueling teams. That would be kind of cool, is if we keep getting that. Okay, hear me out. We have two opposing teams. We have Team Sword and Team Shield, whatever you want to call them. And they're like these hyper radical groups that want to, like, I mean, kind of like Team Magma and Team Aqua. They want to put all of everything into defense or all of everything into offense, just like these predecessors that were 1,000 years ago or something like that, 500 years ago, some distance in the past. And you keep getting details about the Sword and the Shield kingdoms from the bad guys. But really, they don't know much of anything. And ultimately, by the end of it, you unlock the two legendaries, as is with the game, just like Ruby and Sapphire, and you get the answer to what the houses were, and like whether they were actually conflicting, or maybe they worked together, or maybe they had to figure out how to work together. That seems pretty safe, but also pretty cool, and has some potential. Lags, if the game was coming out in like 3 years, that could happen. But, yeah, Husky, so far, I'm going with Sword. The logo's cooler. Not even like the background logo, but the word Sword. I love the way the word Sword looks. But it all depends on the legendaries. Absolutely all depends on the legendaries. If one is a ghost type and one's not a ghost type, I'm going with the ghost type, so. One legendary, two houses against each other on how to worship it, which changes. Ooh, Husky, that'd be cool. Yeah, two houses going forward in the past. And now two current teams going forward in the past. And depending on how they use it is how it changes its stats. Whether it becomes super offensive or super defensive. And it's a permanent change, too. or they use like a stone. Or they bring the shield item, or they bring the sword item. And if you have Pokemon Sword, I don't know, if you have Pokemon Sword, would you bring the sword item? Or if you have Pokemon Shield, would you bring the shield item? So much to think about. So much to think about. Yeah, no, Starlight, I love it. I love it when things like that are that. Like, if there was one that was purple, done. There's not, so I'm not super set on one, but, right, exactly, Spaghetti. That's what I'm talking about with the different families. But I think it would be really cool if we have the two different teams, maybe tied to different family bonds and stuff, but they're trying to do what happened in the past. And what happened in the past was basically whichever house was able to secure the legendary for itself was going to win, because there's only one. But at the same time, it would make sense that there'd be two, and there's like two feuding houses. They have a really strong sword Pokemon, they have a really strong shield Pokemon, they can never get past each other. And then there's like, I mean, there's always a third legendary. There's another legendary that kind of subdues the two of them, like Rayquaza with, I could see this totally going Ruby and Sapphire again. Basically, just like the story is super similar to Ruby and Sapphire. Okay, so also, we haven't gotten one in a long time, but I could see them going back to the form of 2 games and then a third take on the series that fixes a lot of things, expands on the story, like Emerald, like Diamond, like Crystal. What would be the name of that? We got Sword, Shield, and Cannon? Pokemon Cannon. Oh my gosh, I don't think they would do, I don't know what it would be. What goes to Sword and Shield? Yeah, Pokemon Gun. They wouldn't do Gun. Might do Cannon, they wouldn't do Gun. That's guarded by the legendary. That could work. Pokemon Multipithen! Pokemon Holy Grail. That's what it's gonna be. We got the Pokemon Shield, Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Holy Grail. And your quest to seek the Holy Grail. Excalibur, but that's a sword. Like, they could do stuff with Excalibur in the game. I would love it if they go deeper into the lore, that kind of mythology and stuff. I think that mythology isn't used as much in popular culture, and it still has got a lot of potential. So, it could be Pokemon Crown. That's actually the first good idea we've had, Spaghetti. Pokemon Crown. But isn't a lance kind of like another version of a sword? I could totally see it being Pokemon Crown. We were right in terms of the leak of maybe, well, we weren't right, potentially, but we are potentially still right with, yeah, it's not called King and Queen, but it has themes of royalty. Different definitions of the word good, Starlight. Good idea? No, it's a phenomenal idea. Realistic idea? No. Pokemon Bow. I think Pokemon Crown's like, in terms of reality, Pokemon Bow, I don't know, it's too obvious, and it doesn't strike the same impact as Sword and Shield. Could be called Pokemon Royal. It could be called, but Pokemon Crown would work. Pokemon Potato, done. We figured it out, Starlight. Easily what it is. 100%. Demon, that's true. That's true. I just don't feel it would be Pokemon Lance. Honestly, I think we're getting Pokemon Sword Shield 2, or it's gonna be like X and Y and we're just not getting one. I don't think they're just gonna go back to that formula. I think people were tired of having to buy, like, well, I'll get this. People were tired of having to buy the same game, and so then they made Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which are the same game. I hope we get Sword and Shield 2 just like Black and White. It takes place 3 years later, or maybe we get in Sword and Shield, we get a lot of hints of this older time, and then Sword and Shield 2, or some spin-off games, we actually get to go play through it. That would be awesome. I would still classify it on the sword side, D-Man. A lance. But, I I think I gotta go. My vote's crown of the ideas we've come up with in reality. I would love a sequel, Husky. Well, I think every Pokemon model should do that. Every 2 years, come out with a Pokemon game. Then every 4 years, come out with a main line. But give us Sword and Shield. Give us Diamond and Pearl remix. Give us Sword and Shield 2. So I guess that would be, yeah, Sword and Shield, Diamond and Pearl remix a year later or 2 years later, and then 3 years later give us Sword and Shield 2, and then rinse and repeat. Or give us Sword and Shield and Sword and Shield 2 2 years later, and then the third year give us Diamond and Pearl, and then the year after that give us a new region. That would be a better model. So every 3 years we get a mainline Pokemon game. Every 6 years we get a new region. I like the model. But we're getting Pokemon games. And if you throw Let's Go in there, we're getting Pokemon games every year on that model. What if we go Sword and Shield? Next year, Let's Go Stubble and Meryl. Next year, Sword and Shield 2. Year after that, Diamond and Pearl remix. They did say there's more coming for Pokemon this year. For me, it doesn't make sense for them to do much more than this in terms of huge, brand new games and stuff, because this is literally gonna sell, the Switch is already doing phenomenally. If you tack on these games, this is gonna sell stupid ridiculous. It's just these games and the Switch are going to sell beyond belief. Just on the fact that they're Pokemon. Yeah, D-Man, the more and more I think about it, the more and more it's current Europe. So I could see them doing a lot with current Europe, just in terms of Kalos had a lot to do with art. And culinary stuff. They added in the ability to really change your clothes. They did that in in Black and White a little bit, didn't they? Because it's New York, so that makes sense. But really did it in France. I could totally see them going, kind of two things with Sword and Shield. History, because that's one thing the first 4 games didn't have, because they're set in Japan, and Japan is a very forward-thinking, just forward-moving country. It's getting more and more inclined to talk about and relish on its history and its past, but especially back in the, coming off the 80s, essentially, when Pokemon started development, it makes a lot of sense that we didn't get any sort of old. New York has some history, but compared to Europe, compared to London, the city just spews history. And soccer's a big thing too. I'm trying to think of other themes we could get. I hope there's a fish and chips Pokemon, just because of how stupid it would be. If we got a key Pokemon, why can't we have a fish and chips Pokemon? I love the balance, Husky Wolf, between the city, the new city, old city, industrial city, and the countryside. That was really, really cool to see. That is one thing that I'm always really impressed with Pokemon, is how accurate they are to the actual places they're based off of, and just how diverse the different locales are and stuff. Really, really good. Really, really good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Husky Wolf, this is gonna be the only thing, it's not gonna sell as many consoles, honestly, as I think the 3DS did for X and Y and Sun and Moon, because there are plenty of people that bought a 3DS just for Pokemon. People are gonna do that for the Switch, but I'm not gonna buy a second Switch when Pokemon comes out, but I totally wouldn't have bought a 3DS and then would have bought a 3DS if Pokemon was coming out on it, in that sense. So there's gonna be a little less, I think, install base if you combine the Wii and the DS together. There's gonna be a smaller install base on the Switch overall, but with mainstream Pokemon games coming to it, I don't think the Switch is gonna have any problems reaching 100,000 units. Everyone, have a wonder-filled day. And as always, stay charged.